And welcome back once again to our next match here in the 10th Alliance tournament. I'm very sad to say this is the last match for today that Laz and I will be commentating for you. We'll be switching over to the always excellent Kill2 and Zastro for the second half of the day. But we're going to make the most of the time we have together, and that starts now. We've got Red Overlord versus Revolution today. Red Overlord has brought a ECM kite team with 2 Tengus, 2 Kitsunes, and 2 Dramiels.
Whereas you have Revolution with the Merlin, 2 Macarials, 2 Hawks, and you're going to see the Macarials, much like the Vargars, have extremely long range on their autocannons just because the Macarial gets a 10% per level buff for fall off.
So we're seeing the match has now begun. The Dramiels are burning off to try to get some range for the roll team, and we're not seeing we're seeing some successful jams on the Macarials from those Kitsunes. It's really going to be a question of whether those Macarials can manage to take down the small stuff before it gets right on top of them, because at that point it's going to be a lot more difficult once they get webbed down by the Dramiels.
Yep, and you also see the Hawks are most likely ones fitting the E-War and dampening the Kitsunes, try to keep some of those jams off the Macarials, keep them out of range. As you see the jams fall off the Macarial and fall onto the Hawks.
Yep, we do see 1 Merlin down and 1 Kitsune down. 1 Merlin for the Red Overlord, 1 Kitsune for Revolution, both going down. That's a good trade for Red Overlord, although they just lost a Hawk as well. These Hawks and Kitsunes have very good tanks, but they're up against a decent amount of damage from the 2 Tengus and the Dramiels.
And the one Dramiel for the Red Overlord team just dropped. These Macarials just keeping range. They don't have to deal with too much tracking issues with that range, and they're just tearing apart these frigates.
What's going to be fascinating to see once we see all the frigs die, which is going to be how this is going to start, is exactly how the tanks are going to be on the Macarials and the Tengus. Both of them are definitely shield tanked, so it'll be interesting to see whether we're dealing with ancillary shield boosters on those ships as well, which I think would be good choices for both of them in this case.
Well, you have the Macarial, which only has 5 med slots compared to the Tengu, which has about the same, depending on what slot layout you go with. So it's definitely a pretty even match when it comes to tank. The Macarial itself probably has a little bit more shield HP, just for extra buffer.
But doesn't have the resists. The actual tank would be higher than on the Tengu. What we're going to see now, though, what's going to happen. The Macarial of Ren is now taking damage from the Tengu missiles, and we're seeing it drop down. Yep, we are seeing shield boosts on it. That is likely an ancillary shield booster once again. Again, huge amount of use of these. It's going to be a large ancillary shield booster or extra large, so that's going to be giving you a lot of rep, but it doesn't look like it's enough. It's still dropping very quickly.
It's gonna be interesting to see if these guys actually have barrage loaded, or if they're trying to switch ammo to that close range ammo to get DPS on these Tengus. Because I don't see any turret effects coming or firing from the Macarial Ren. There they are. They're starting to shoot again.
Yeah, he might have just been changing ammo, which probably would have been a good choice. But I'm surprised his tank is so weak. He's not pulling back a lot of shields, which may indicate I'm seeing an armor rep effect on him.
Is he dual tanking Macarials? New metagame?
I'm not sure. I may have just been seeing that wrong, but hopefully. We'll see. It's starting to pull back some shield now. And one of the Tengus is also active tank that's getting hit. Kalisa in the Tengu is tanking very hard, but once he runs out of those
huge boost cycles. Cycles on that Tengu.
That is definitely an ancillary booster out of the Tengu. I'm not sure what's going on with the
That is definitely a dual tank, because it had armor damage. It is now back up to full.
Yes, he's got an armor rep and a shield rep. Wow. If Red Overlord loses to dual tank Macarials, that'll be embarrassing for them.
Wasn't expecting that at all.
I think we can now declare this to be the new flavor of the month for the tournament. Dual tank Macarials. Dual active tank Macarials. They're going to be the wave of the future. It's likely they're going to be CCP's next excursion fleet flies, with their excellent use of fitting knowledge that they have at the company.
Well, Pandemic Legion used to have their Macarial fleet. Are they going to go back to it now with this new meta?
Yes. Well, switching to this, I don't know how we can beat twice the rep. Like, honestly, 2 is always better than 1.
As you see, Kalisic finally died in that Tengu. They're going to lose a lot of DPS. That's going to let this Macarial maybe pull some reps, depending on how much cap he has left after running both those boosters. Mm-hmm. They're going to get, once that last Tengu goes down, just going to be time before the Dramiel kites.
Yeah, we also see some very interesting things. A couple things to know. One is that the Macarials have smart bombs, which is smart, excellent work on their part, and they're using them effectively. But also that the drones for the Revolution team are webbing drones. You've got light webbing drones that they're using, and I'm honestly they're one of those module or drones that has some interesting edge uses. They can be useful in some cases, but honestly, most of the time you're better off with something else, I think. Oh wait, or
Yeah,
no, those web drones. Who do they belong to here? No,
you can see.
they belong to Red Overlord. My mistake. Or so release. Yeah, Revolution. It is Revolution. Yes, good.
You guys don't see this on the battle HUD, but the collection in the Material does have a target painter fitted, or is that coming from this is Dramiel? I'm sorry, the Dramiel has a target painter fitted to increase the sig of both Materials.
Which is a smart move when you're pairing it with Tengus. It allows those Tengus to be able to hit Frigs very well, which is why we saw the Merlin and Hawks go down so quickly.
You're seeing Snake Eyes drop about 40% shield now. It looks like he still has a few booster charges left. I don't think it's going to last much longer with both these Materials pounding on him. This match pretty much is over once that Tengu runs out of charges.
Yep, I really doubt that Tango is going to be able to take down any Macarials before it goes down, and so we will be seeing a victory for the dual-tanked Macarial team, which is something else. We are going to see a fair bit of points scored for each side. Well, no, if the Macarial stays alive, it won't be too bad. But it'll be enough that Revolution will be in a very strong position going forward. If they can do a good number of points in their next match, they'll be able to take it.
And Snake Eyes just died in the last Tengu.
Mm-hmm. And so now we just have the one Dramiel left. It's possible that he may just try to run around the arena and avoid getting killed, or he may be a hero and try to take down the two Macarials himself. It looks like his choice is the non-heroic way, though.
And like we're saying in the last match, these Dramiels, when Micro Warp Drive fit, do go quite fast. This Dramiel was up to about 4,500 meters a second. But it looks like he's kiting back into them.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I don't think there's any way that those Macarials will be able to catch and kill him unless... Oh, he did...
I believe he's just trying to get underneath their guns
now. He's getting in relatively close.
Yeah, he got out to range. He went about half shields once those guns were able to track him a little bit better. But now he's leaving again. I'm not sure what he's trying to do.
Well, even with the range that these Macarials have and the speed they've got, they're not going to be able to catch a Dramiel if he stays out of range. So what he may just be doing is trying to deny those 4 points to the Revolution team, which, again, perfectly valid. Hatred and bitterness are core values here. And so that's something that will allow him to just drop them down a peg for their next match and for their attempt to move through into the knockout rounds.
Yep, so far you have 46 points for Revolution and 10 for Red Overlord. A strong showing from the Macarials. Starting out at range like that just, I think, gave them a lot of advantage with those long-range autocannons.
So it looks like we're going to have a while. We got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this match. This is our last match on air for today. So Laz, is there anything that's particularly surprised you seeing so far in this first day?
I think just not the first day, but the whole thing in general, just the amount of work that you guys are all putting into it. I think Ali slept for about 5 minutes last night, or CCP Loxy slept for about 5 minutes last night. Just trying to make sure everything ran smoothly for today.
Yes, it's been a huge amount. Every year, the tournament's a huge amount of work from the CCP people that really run it. Loxy, Navigator, R.E.V.O.L.U.T.I.O.N, Soundwave, all of these people, and many, many more, including the ISD volunteers who do great work keeping that website up to date. If you haven't checked the ISD website out for the Alliance Tournament 10, definitely do so. They get the match reports with who killed what, all the points, all the victories and losses up almost instantly after the matches. It's a great, great job that they do. It's a huge effort for these people, and it's really a labor of love for them.
And the next match coming up is going to be Fearless with Sleeper Social Club, and Zastro and Kill 2 will be coming on to commentate for you guys.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to watch for sure. Sleeper Social Club is a wormhole corp. Fearless is a what's the best way to describe them? A bitter vet retirement home, perhaps. A collection of Fail Heap Challenge and other posters who all fly under the leadership of the old Larconis Trassler, former CSM and poster extraordinaire. So that'll be a fun one to watch for sure.
And as time ticks down, you see this Dramiel start to take a few more hits, 40% structure. Don't know if they'll be able to get them before the end of the match, but possibly to get those points for Evolution, get the full 50 points plus the bonus.
Having an extra 4 points in this will definitely help them, and it puts them in a much better position, but it's going to be tough. If that Dramiel just keeps range, he'll survive easily, even though he took some hits and got really low there. For me, the most surprising thing I've seen so far is the strength that these ECM teams have had. I wasn't expecting these double Rook teams to do quite as well as they did, but they've been very strong so far. It's still early, but that I think has been the big surprise for me for this first morning.
I think my favorite team so far was the Unreloaded double Varger team. It was new when it first came out. Then I think they tried to reproduce it with Babylon 5 right after that, but didn't work out so well. But Unreloaded definitely did a good job.
So that is our match. The victory goes to Revolution over Red Overlord. On points, 57.5 points for Revolution, 10 for Red Overlord. And that is going to be our first half of the day completed. This is R.E.V.O.L.U.T.I.O.N signing off.
Yep, it was enjoyed being here today, guys. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. And good luck to everyone else in the tournament.
Come back for the second half with Zastro and Kill 2.